Hi, I'm Arvind Krishnan, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a traditional dosa using your DosaMaker. Now, if this is the first time you're using your DosaMaker, I highly recommend that you watch our video titled How to Use the DosaMaker before you begin making your dosa so you know more about how the appliance works. Now let's go make some dosas. We're going to make a traditional dosa two ways in this video. One is going to be thicker and softer for people who like a more crepe-like dosa, and the other is going to be thin and crispy. Now we're going to use fresh dosa batter today, so I'm going to select temperature setting number 2. So while the DosaMaker is warming up, let's go prepare our batter. The thickness of the dosa you make on your DosaMaker is determined by the thickness of the batter you use. So for the thicker, softer dosa, I'm going to use this batter on my left. And for the thin, crispy dosa, I'm going to use this batter on my right. As you can see, the batter on my right is a lot thinner than the batter on my left, and is also much thinner than the batter you use when you're making a dosa by hand. To make this thinner batter, all you need to do is add water to the thicker batter. Okay, so now that the green light's flashing, we're ready to make some dosas. So first, we're going to make the thicker, softer dosa. So first I'm going to add some oil to the cooking plate using the oil spreading tool. Next, I'm going to pour 4 ounces of batter onto the cooking plate. Now this is more than what we typically pour, but since this is the thicker, softer dosa, I'm going to pour a little bit more batter so it spreads out and creates a full dosa. Next, I'm going to close the lid. Then set the timer for 3 minutes this time, because again, since this is a thicker dosa, it's going to take a little longer to cook. So it's now been 3 minutes. And you can see we've got an evenly spread dosa that's got a softer, crepe-like texture that's great to use when you're adding fillings to your dosa or using your dosa as a substitute for a wrap or tortilla. Now let's make a thin, crispy dosa. Since the DosaMaker uses a sophisticated temperature controller, you don't need to worry about waiting for the plates to cool down. So all I'm going to do to pour my next dosa is add a little oil to the cooking plate. And pour 3.5 ounces of the thinner batter I showed you earlier. And then close the lid. And here I'll set the timer for 2.5 minutes. Okay, so it's now been 2.5 minutes. And you can see that we have an evenly spread dosa that's a lot thinner and crispier than the one we just made. Now, if you want to make this dosa even crispier, all you need to do is close the lid again and allow the dosa to cook for an additional 30 seconds to 1 minute. I'm going to let it now cook for an additional minute to show you how crispy it'll get. So it's now been an additional minute, and you can see that our dosa is really crispy now. It is actually the way I prefer my dosa. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please email us at hello@soulofIndiaCooking.com.